Hey guys, it's Kim from TrashyCrafter.com, and if you haven't met me yet, I'm Kim and I'm on a mission to redefine trash one craft at a time. And today I'm going to show you guys how to make recycled paper beads. It's super easy. You don't need a whole lot of materials and it's fairly cheap to make. It's just a little bit time consuming. So there's already tons of methods out there on how you can make them. You can get the really fancy bead roller. You can use toothpicks. I've seen people use shish kebab skewers. I do mine with lollipop sticks. I just go to Michael's or like a dessert kind of store place where they sell stuff to make desserts and candies. I just buy a bunch of these, and the cool thing about them is they're really sturdy and you can reuse them. I have like about 300 of them. I've been just reusing them for the last 3 years. So this is kind of what my beads look like. The turquoise ones you see are recycled beads that I stripped off of an old necklace. But the other ones are paper beads I made out of a National Geographic atlas, just so you can get an idea of what it looks like. That's what I'm going to show you how to make today. So basically what you need is some kind of paper. Old children's books work really well, or maps, or scraps of scrapbooking paper, anything you have laying around the house, The main thing you want to be concerned about is the colors of the paper. Not so much the images, because when you roll it, you're not going to see the images, you're going to see the colors. So this one's like blue, brown, mostly natural color, just the front few pages are the blue. So you want to be more concerned about what colors you're going to be having in your beads, because once you roll them up, you're not going to be able to see what the heck is on the paper anyways. You're just going to see the colors and the patterns. So that's what's more important. Just to give you an idea, I've been working on these guys for probably about 3 hours, and there's a bunch of beads in here, tons. You can see this is a whole children's book. I've only done the first step. I've just cut everything out and rolled them onto here. So there's a whole other 2 steps I have to do. I have to coat it twice more and then spray it with a matte finish, and then they'll be ready to go. So it's a pretty long process, but what you're going to need today to learn how to start making the beads is some kind of paper. I just took out a piece of paper from that book I just showed you. So my beads are going to be like a blue, purplish kind of color. Then you're going to need Mod Podge. I just use the regular matte Mod Podge. I don't really like the paper Mod Podge. It just doesn't work good for my beads. It doesn't make them sturdy enough to where I like it. A paintbrush, kind of one more with like a wide, long tip that's straight. A pen, a ruler, paint palette to put your Mod Podge in. For organizing, I like to cut all of my strips out first from the book and put them into an envelope so that it's easily organized and I don't mix up what I'm working on. And then another thing that's really helpful to have are plastic cups to dry your beads in. And I like to get these really cheap plastic cups. I've used these nonstop for the last 3 years, over and over and over again. So, or you can just get some cheap ones from the thrift store. Either way works well. So we're ready to go. So first you're going to take your piece of paper. Now, a really huge thing that you want to keep in mind is you want to have the side that you want the beads to have on the outside. So the design you're going to have when you're finished, you want to make sure that paper side is down and the ugly side is up, or whatever side you don't care about seeing that's going to be rolled inside of the bead is the one you're going to be tracing. So we're going to go ahead, and the first thing we're going to do is cut the edge. Sometimes when you rip or whatever, you'll have an edge that's funky, so just clean that up. And then for tracing, here's the best way to do it. I've tried doing patterns. That doesn't work for me. It takes too much time. So what you're going to do is take your ruler and tilt it to the width of the triangle that you're looking for your beads, because when you roll them onto your lollipop sticks, you're going to be rolling. This is the main side you start rolling with, and it'll go to a narrow tip. So it's pretty much like a long triangle. So you're gonna put your ruler at the very corner bottom of the paper. Make it as wide as you want. You can make it super wide, you can make it skinnier, whatever you like. I usually like to go about an inch or so for the bottoms. So we're gonna go down for our first. We're gonna hold the pen at the very end that we just traced to and move the ruler over to make another triangle. Hold the pen there, tilt the ruler over to make another triangle. And after a while, you'll get really fast at this, and this is just, I found, the best way to make your beads that you're going to be cutting out. So after you do a whole entire sheet like this with your triangles, I've tried using paper cutters and whatever. This just works so fast. Good old scissors. So just cut your strips. And some people are really picky about getting it perfectly straight. I really don't care. I think it looks nicer if your beads are a little bit different. It's a little bit neater, I think, to have some different stuff going on. So these are our papers we cut. This is what we're going to be seeing on the outside when we're done rolling it. This is what's going to be on the inside. So we got that done. Now we're going to get our Mod Podge ready. So just, you really don't need a lot for this first step. Just a very little goes a really long way, because all you're going to be coating is the very last inch of your bead when you roll it. So you really don't need a whole lot. So you're going to take the pretty side of the paper and face that towards you. Put the ugly side away from you, all right? Your thumb and your index finger of both hands are very important. That's what really guides your paper. Your right hand, these two fingers, are going to be what turns your bead and what keeps this side aligned. These two fingers on your left are what's going to keep this to the center. That's what's going to make your bead even, okay? So you're going to press down with your index fingers, pull forward with your thumb, and just roll. And as you roll, make it tight with your right hand and guide it with your left. And just when I'm rolling it, I'm kind of guiding it with my index finger and my thumb. Okay, and when you get to that point, then what you're going to do, like an inch left of rolling, put the Mod Podge on the very end of it, roll it tight. There's another bead, okay? And then you're going to put the Mod Podge on it 2 or 3 times to coat it, and then pull it off. So that's the tutorial for this week's craft video, and I hope it was somewhat informative. Just practice. That's the best way to learn how to make paper beads. They're very tricky, and it took me a long time, and the first time I learned how to do it was in 3rd grade, so I've had a lot more experience making them than you probably have if you're just starting out. So just be patient and just do, just set small goals for yourself. If you're trying to make a big jewelry piece, just do, 5 to 10 beads a day, and just be patient and build up your skills, and you can do it. So that's it for this week, and I hope you learned something. And if you at all are just looking at this tutorial like, I don't want to make any paper beads at all, and you really, really want to have your own bracelet or necklace, check out my Etsy shop. It's etsy.com/shop/trashycrafter. And if you just go on, even if you just go on to Etsy and type in Trashy Crafter in the search field and look for my shop, it's really easy to find. I've got a lot of different beads up there. I've got tons of different children's books, and the cool thing about my shop is every single jewelry piece is labeled with what book I used to make it. Just to show you an example, this one is my Dr. Seuss How the Grinch Stole Christmas bead set that I just made a couple weeks ago. All of those beads that are the red and white ones were made out of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And down below here it tells you how they're made and what book they're made out of. And on the back it tells you a little bit more about how they're made. And the whole entire packaging is made from recycled cardboard that I found in the trash by my house. It's all completely eco-friendly. Everything's recycled. Even the other beads that are on here, that are just like puka shells, those are from old necklaces that were damaged. So you need some jewelry that's a serious conversation starter. My stuff's made out of books. That's kind of cool. Check it out. All right, until next time, take care, everybody. Bye.